Around 2 years ago, I shared some tips for legit checking Gucci's signature leather belt. Last year, the focus was more on the Gucci Marmont belt, and in this video, I'm going to be paying particular attention to the Gucci Supreme belt. If you're new to my channel, all these types of videos are done for authentication purposes only, and that's basically just to help you when you're shopping online, just to avoid being scammed or anything like that. Gucci belts are some of the most counterfeited products in the world, so if you are buying online, especially on any of these third-party marketplaces where you're buying from a private seller as opposed to a business, you do need to be careful, but hopefully after today's video you'll know a bit more about what to look out for. Anyway, to get started, let's first look at the straps. So you've got the real one on top now and the fake ones at the bottom. First thing you probably notice is how the real one's a bit darker. The base color of the canvas just looks darker, and the actual GG monogram itself also just looks clearer. It looks kind of faded on the fake one, and it shouldn't look that way on the Supreme belt. You may also want to pay attention to the stitching as well. On the fake belt, the stitching going around the edge kind of just looks like a line, whereas when you compare that to the real one, you can actually make out the individual stitches. That should be a bit clearer from this angle now, but anyway, let's move on and look at the inside of the strap too. The first thing you'll notice here is that the real Gucci belt is black on the inside and the fake is tan. This can't be used as a way to spot fakes because obviously there are different models. You can get real Gucci Supreme belts that are tan on the back. So yeah, unless the color is way off, then I just avoid using that completely. But what you can do is look at the little stamping, the heat stamp on the back of the belts. You'll be able to find it just underneath this loop thing that you're looking at now. And here you'll find the standard details such as the size, where it was made, the style code, and so on. Now a basic check you can do here is type in the style code into Google and see if it returns the correct results. So for example, the fake belt here, you type in 411924 CWC1N and then the 1000. And if you go ahead and do that, you'll see that the search results show a different Gucci model. And because it's not the correct model, we kind of know straight away that something's wrong. Buckles up next, and fakes will usually have some kind of mistake on them. Sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it's not. In this example, the real buckle has a more silvery finish and is more defined at the letter intersection points. If you happen to have the belt in hand, I'd also recommend inspecting the general finishing quality on it. If you look on the fake here, you'll see poor finishing in certain areas, but when we move over to the real ones, you just won't see that. The last two details I'll be showing you in this video involve the dust bags and the boxes. The dust bag tips are pretty simple, and the fake ones you're often going to see wrong fonts, wrong colors, poor stitching. Real one should look something like what you can see on the screen now. The font here is correct, the alignment's good, stitching neat, and the colors are also right. You'll also want to check that the dust bag label's only been stitched in at the four corners, so you should be able to put your finger through the sides and through the top as well. But on a lot of the fakes, it's actually stitched in all the way around, so you won't be able to do that. As always, some fakes will be closer than others, so in terms of the labels, the same thing applies. You might find that some are really similar, whereas others are easy to spot straight away. In any situation, you just want to make sure that you've checked everything properly. Checking the box is quite simple for the most part. All you need to do is make sure the box isn't too much of a pale white color, and then you also want to look at the font. It shouldn't be too thick, too raised, and the sizing of letters should also be consistent. On this one, you can see the C's look kind of bigger than the others, so just little things like that that you want to be aware of. And once again, these can vary in closeness to the real deal, so just be wary of that. That sums up another Gucci belt legit check video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'm gonna see you lot again on the next video.